It feels like though we're getting closer and closer towards an inevitable conclusion to this whole drama situation, whether it be Pogba leaving in January or Jose Mourinho being given the boot. I mean, how do you analyse this situation, really?
I must admit, I had a long think about it when I was at the golf on the weekend because I noticed we were losing 3-1.
Did you get to see any of it?
I haven't seen any of it.
The first goal was actually offside. So they got
West Ham's goal.
Yeah, so they got lucky in that sense.
Doesn't matter, does it? I mean,
but you know,
we still lost. I mean, I haven't seen any of it, but to be honest, I wasn't surprised we lost. I had a feeling it was going to be a defeat to West Ham, despite the start of the season West Ham have had under Pellegrini. But as I said many times on the show, he's a good manager, and I think Man City were wrong to get rid of him. But Pep was available. I don't know what to think. I can't blame it on Mourinho. I don't know what's going on. I honestly wonder if there's two sides to it for me. Ed Woodward is I'm starting to find out now that he is signing players that Mourinho never wanted. And I keep saying this, I've said it before. Fergie got rid of Paul Pogba for a reason. Now, isn't it funny how the problems are occurring between Pogba and Mourinho? Now, Fergie, we don't hear about him anymore, about what he would do, because that's not his job anymore. He just watches over the club as he has done it. Obviously, it was great to see him.
Is he ambassador or not?
I think he is an ambassador. I think he's like director. I'm not sure. He's got something to do with the club.
Yeah.
He gets free games anyway.
I mean I'll be giving him free games no matter what role he has at a football club. When we go, thanks for your time, thanks for 20 plus years, 50 quid if you want to come watch us play.
I mean,
probably more than that, and if you're just going to sit in the director's box and whatnot, on those cushy seats and whatnot. But Joe, go ahead.
What I was saying is that I think Paul Pogba's the problem. I mean, there was that training video the other day. I don't know what was said in that.
Was orchestrated.
Yeah, I thought that. I just thought, why would it be filmed? Because normally the trainings are not normally filmed.
You're allowed to film like the first 10 minutes of it.
Right.
It's just a general media day before. Then they go away and they go do the press conferences later on and whatnot. But then
Mourinho said, the reason why I'm starting Pogba is because he trained Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday or something like that. And then that just makes me think, well, what is going on? My problem is that no one's got a grip at the moment. And I'm not just saying Mourinho, I'm saying Pogba, and I'm saying the people above Mourinho. And Gary Neville actually tweeted something the other day, which I had to retweet because I completely agree with him. And that was the fact that ever since Moyes got sacked, United's history and reputation has gone completely before them, where you can't be safe as a manager anymore. I know in football that's how it is these days, but Man United was known for always giving someone that opportunity. And I look back and think, you know what, Moyes, I felt sorry for him. Yeah, it was a poor 10 months of football. It was a very long 10 months, if I can remember. But you look at it and think, well, what could he have done in those 10 months? He signed Juan Mata and Fellaini, but that was it. He didn't get given the backup. And now we're here again, where Mourinho didn't sign half of the players that he's had coming in since he came in 2016. And now, last summer, he wanted these certain defenders or whatever, and then he didn't get anything back. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how people can start blaming Mourinho and then not think that the board is involved as well. I don't know what to think. But my problem is, if we sack Mourinho, then who the hell are we going to replace him with? And I keep saying that.
First of all, you're Manchester United, so you can sign whoever you want.
I know, but I still believe in Mourinho, and I know it's not easy times at the moment, but there's other things than just Mourinho at this club right now. I've never seen Man United in this position before, where it's all over the place. It's fallen apart. And
can I just jump in? You've got a difficult situation here, because you've got the situation: do you keep Mourinho until the end of the season? Because otherwise you've got to pretty much buy someone out the contract, because the managers that I'm thinking off the top of my head that are available are Zidane, Conte. And Conte's family didn't really like England, so that wouldn't work out.
Conte's still sitting on his couch because he's still getting that severance package from Chelsea.
And Arsene Wenger.
They've not paid him yet?
Not paid him yet, no.
And Arsene Wenger. So they're the only thing I can think off the top of my head. So Pochettino's been linked many times in the past, but you'd have to buy him out of the Spurs contract. And does he want to leave Spurs? He's comfortable at Spurs. So
I'll say this
now. Who have you got? But then if you keep him in, or the club just going to slip further and further down the table.
My-
You've got
my
that
problem
balance.
is, it's not going to fix anything.
No.
If we get a new manager in, what makes you think it's going to work? We fought that with Van Gaal. We fought that with. Sorry, my too close.
No, pull it closer to you.
Oh,
I
sorry,
can't
pull
hear
it
you that
close. Sorry, apologies. We thought when we got Van Gaal in that this is it. We've got that manager who is known for success. That didn't work. We've brought in Mourinho. Okay, let's remember the first season. Okay, I know it doesn't sound great, but it's better than Jurgen Klopp has done for Liverpool, which is winning the League Cup and the Europa League. Sorry, Joe, but you lost those finals, and Mourinho won them straight away.
Yeah, but look at the squads.
Yeah.
We had blinking a back four
That's not the point.
of Klein,
It's
Sacco, Skirtle,
But you-
and Moreno, and Mignolet in goal.
Yeah, but you still got to the finals. You got to go and win it. You can't just sit back and think, "Oh, we should lose because we had the worst."
Midfielder
squad out
Chan,
there."
Lucas, and Milner.
You know, Jurgen Klopp has got the magic of changing any player. It didn't happen those two.
It's like
nights.
it's like what I said about 2 weeks ago. You know, one thing I'm looking for from Liverpool this season is Klopp getting over the line and getting a trophy. You know, at least Mourinho can say that they've done that at United. But then again, it's the same process that I'm bringing up once more that I said in the Ryder Cup with Tiger Woods. It's a "what have you done for me lately" kind of story.
Yeah. You're
Liverpool
right.
are unbeaten at the top of the league, and we're entering October.
But they haven't won anything yet. That could end soon. That could all go downhill. But all I would say is that Mourinho. The one problem I have with Mourinho is his negativity. Now I can understand that if the players are getting a bit annoyed with that, I would be as well. But at the end of the day, I completely agree with what Mourinho said the other day. No player is in charge of this club. No one's above anyone. It's him or the board. And so when I look at it overall, if we sack Mourinho and then find a replacement, there's no guarantee it's going to work. It's not worked.
If Mourinho was to get the sack, who would you want as a replacement? Because I think eventually we're going to come to that inevitable conclusion. You know, for me, looking at how United played at this last weekend and how they played, you know, against Derby, and then previously before that, you think Mourinho's future at United is not going to last his contract because he's simply not innovating enough.
We need a manager where we are promised that he's the one making the transfers.
Right. Yeah.
First of all.
Well, wasn't Mourinho promised that in the first place?
Yeah,
or-
but then Ed Woodward signed half of the players. Paul Pogba was never a Mourinho player. You can't tell me he signed Paul Pogba. Fergie would have probably told Mourinho, "Don't you dare sign him again." He was a problem the first time.
Is it fair
round.
to say that the club needs stripping from
I
the
think-
board level down
I
and then
think
restarting again?
Isn't it-
Because
well,
that's the only way.
Think about it. The moment Fergie and David Gill went, it's gone completely downhill.
The question I want to ask, though, is what is Ed Woodward's job? Is it to make the best football team possible, or is it to balance the books at United? Because he's an accountant at heart, and that's what he's doing.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll say this now. Marketing-wise, he's done a great job.
Exactly.
I will-
So who's responsible then for what happens onto the pitch?
both.
Ed
Both
Woodward?
respons- yeah.
Ed Woodward doesn't decide the tactics.
No. I'm on about the fact
No,
that he's the one.
you're not listening. Who's responsible for what happens on the pitch? It's Mourinho and the players. Ed Woodward can't decide what happens on a Saturday against West Ham.
Okay, can I say though? Look at the players that in the last 3 years have done right. Van Gaal signed Anthony Martial. I don't know why he's still at Man United. He's not doing anything. Every time he goes on that pitch, he cocks it up. He completely cocks it up. Paul Pogba, since he came 2 years ago, has had 1 or 2 games now and again, does well, and then he goes off form completely. Okay, few games ago he did okay. You look at some of these players. Lukaku's another one, but okay, Mourinho signed Lukaku. I can agree with that. I don't know. There's players there that just aren't doing the job, and for me, you can't. I don't know. It's a strange one.
Yeah, tough couple of games coming up for United. Valencia, of course, in the Champions League midweek. We'll be doing a preview for that on the Let's Talk Sport YouTube channel, so make sure you go check that out. And then, of course, they got Newcastle at the weekend at home in the Premier League, followed by Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge after the international break, and then Juventus at home in the Champions League. With those run of 4 games, Jamie, do you think Mourinho can bounce back at all?
Don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not confident. I don't know what to think. As I said it before, I'll say it again. If we sack Mourinho, I don't really think that's going to fix anything.
What do you think, Joe? Do you think Mourinho's the one for United, or should they look elsewhere?
I don't know. Like I said with Jerry, it's a difficult situation. You got to look at it. It's the same situation at every club he's at. He's there around 3 years, and then he goes. And someone said to me at the weekend, does he do it on purpose? I don't know. I don't know if he does it on purpose or not, but it's always the three. It's always the three.
habit.
It's always the 3 years, and then something falls apart. It's like at Chelsea, he had the fights with Costantini and Hazard and that lot, and they all didn't want to play, and Willian, and it all fell apart, and he got sacked at Christmas. This time it's Pogba at United. I know Pogba's got an attitude problem anyway, big ego, brand Pogba and all that lot. So that could be something in that. So he's having issues with Pogba this time. And Martial. So it makes you wonder whether it's the same sort of thing, get the big payout and then move on abroad somewhere.
I know we want to conclude it, but I will say this now. What would it be like if Pogba left United? I don't know. I can't tell you the future, but I would be if it somehow happened where Mourinho somehow stayed come January and Pogba had gone, let's see what would happen after that. I don't know.
Reported interest from Barca. So.
Well, that's what do you think Barcelona want him? No.
He's
not Barcelona. I'm sorry. Paul Pogba's not proven.
A journalist suggested the other day.
He has been rumoured.
What about return to Juventus? A Dybala,
I've heard
Pogba
that.
swap deal, and someone said who would say no, and someone's comment was Dybala.
Ronaldo would probably say no as well because he seems to be playing pretty well with him there. But that was essentially what I was going to ask next. Is who do you think is going to go first, Pogba or Mourinho?
That's a good question.
It seems as though. One of them is going to have to go at one point.
Both. I'll say this now. I wouldn't be surprised if they both went at the same time. Because you never know. Edward could easily think, right, I've got 2 problems here. Do I keep one or should I just get rid of you both and find replacements?
I think Mourinho's got up to 5 games to save his job.